Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? I know it's been a while. Uh, hey, look at the previous video that we did. We needed a little bit of time, to finish our investigation. But what went on up there. So we got a break in the weather up here. It's nice up here in the Sierras right now. We're up here about 5,300 feet. So the whatever snow was down here, it's gone, it melted away, so this was a good opportunity, so we decided to come on up here. Where we're at is that we're on the north end in this part of the Sierras in one of our the activity area, the one where the mine shafts are at. And the reason we came back up here was the sheer purpose of we're trying to find an entrance into this mine. From the evidence that we have found up here, there is no doubt in my mind that they're coming in and out of these mine shafts, which is right over here to my left, which I showed you on the previous video. Now, what I wanted to talk about real quick, start things off with. Now that we concluded our investigation on the previous video, now remember part one of the video where it looks like it's a crop circle, okay? It's not a crop circle of any sort. It can't be classified as that for the simple reason there was no crop it was setting in, okay? That was all ground, it was all soil. And not to mention there was a few other items that were sitting in that same area that were also gone. It was like everything that was there went bare. Anyway, the conclusion we came up with the, I'll just call it a simulated crop circle. I went and took the measurements of it, and it appeared to be pretty much a perfect circle. And in that circle, there was 10 of the rings that went suit right in the circle. Each ring was about a foot apart. And strangely, each of the individual rings, except for the main outside one, was above ground level, about 2.5 inches. Each individual ring. That was an oddity in itself. Just for the hell of it, I wanted to do some numbers on it. Everything seemed to be so right on the money, so I wanted to maybe add a little mathematics to this, see what it comes up to. When we did this, we came up with pi, which has to, anybody knows pi, it has to do with mathematics. The other thing we do know is that circle did not belong there. Through our investigation, we also know it was not done by an act of nature, and it was not done by a human being. But it was there by somebody. Now, you mentioned pi, now you're getting into mathematics. I would suggest that whoever put that there, it came from a source of intelligence. I'm going to leave it as that, okay? I'll let you guys figure that one out for yourselves. I'm just telling you what we know, what we experienced, what we seen. And I went right down by the numbers, okay? I'll let the rest up for you. You figure that one out. Now, let's get on to the two different areas, which were north and south of the Squatch droppings, okay? Which was quite a lot, let me tell you something. Now, what was doing my investigation through that, this is what I came up with, my conclusion. Now, we had about a half a dozen or so dropping piles to the north of us and also to the south of us, which was on the two different videos. the previous videos. Now, what it appeared was the two different areas, which are about 4.5 miles apart. It appeared that they were done the same day. I'm not saying the same time, but the same day. I know this by when I get into the dung, I can see how the deterioration process is going. They were both the same, which is indication they were decaying the same time period, which was probably done the same day. Not at the same time, but the same day, definitely different times. Now, what this indicates to be is this: on the north side and the south side, it appeared to be 3 to 4 adult Sasquatches. Now you put the numbers together, that's 6 or 8. I think I've mentioned it quite a few times that the one grouper that we're researching up here is a group of 6 to 8. This here is going to verify that. Now, this group, what I'm saying at this point is what I believe one or two things went on here. Either the group split up, and one stayed the north end, one went over to the south end, and they're foraging for food. The group split up. Now that would make sense to me. Or, on the other hand, we could have two different groups. That's what the conclusions came down to. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, like I said, we're back up here on the north side, and right to the left of us is the two mine shafts. And what we're doing is we're getting nosy. What you got to do, we're looking for an entrance. You see, because what this is telling me, and trust me on this, I know they're living in the ground. They are not living in trees, and they are not living above the ground. They're living in the ground. I cannot stress that so much. And that's why we're getting extremely nosy and really getting into a really good investigation right here. And I know if we find a way to get into this mine shaft, we're going to find what we're looking for. Say, for instance, here where I believe they're living in the ground, and just a month ago we recorded a whole lot of evidence of Squatch droppings. Now, I want you to look at this. We're on to the right side of the, I should say we're on the east side of the shafts right now. And what I'm doing, we came down here, I'm doing some tracking also too. I want to know where these guys are traveling through. I want to know how they're getting through, back and forth through here. I've already found quite a few trails. And check this out. We just found 2 fresh piles of Squatch droppings. Come here. You see, we got one right here. Look at the size of that. I'm telling you, I've heard some people write comments says, "Hey Dan, hell, that crap bigger than that." You know what? There's no way, Jose. This ain't coming out of you. Trust me. Anyway.
Let me get it.
You got her?
Let me get it on in there.
Let me move some of this. Then they get a better look at it. Ooh, doggy. Says old Jed. Where's Ellie Mae? There you go. How you like that, guys? That is, now this is big in diameter. These guys are big frickin' Squatches. This, I guarantee you, came from an 8+ footer. Okay, come back here with me, guys. What's the best way to go, G? This way? Ah, we'll go this way.
Yeah, we going that way.
Let's go this way. What we're going down to right now, what you come through here, this is one of the trails that we just came up to, where this is one of the trails they're coming out of, okay? They're coming up off the side of this mountain too. What I believe is the mine shafts that are here. Right here is the mountain. These are right at the base of this mountain. the mine shafts. Okay, they're about, oh, let's say about 30, maybe about 30 feet apart. It's 2 mine shafts, one to the left, one to the right. Now occasionally, some of the miners did do this. Occasionally, very rarely, but they did do this. They would go down in shafts, say at the base of a mountain where they knew there was gold. They would do a shaft. You're going down vertical, okay? Then what they would do, they would stop there and then they would go horizontal. They would go into the mountain. You follow me? Now they're in a drift. So they went from a shaft to a drift. I believe this one we got here is exactly one of those. That's why I'm looking for an entrance. Oh, and by the way, this group right here is the same group that, you got it, they're on the Red Ice Shine video. Now, if you don't think those were real, hey, look it, I've been showing you evidence, they're around here. Okay? So, come on, let's go. You okay, G?
Yes, yes.
Now I'm going to show you something a little strange here too. I want you to look at this real quick. See this? This would be a simulated, or if not, in fact, the real thing where Squatch will set up rock markers. See, basically these here don't really belong around here. They'd have to have been carried. Simple. And as you notice, this is a trail. Most likely it's a marker for a trail. Watch your footing, Jake. There you go, guys. Then there's another one. Now this one here is a smaller adult. Probably, I'd say probably about 7-footer, 7.5. Small one. I call that small. And that the first one I showed you on this one, are you ready for this, guys? It is fresh. It is fresh. Today. If we would have been here a couple hours earlier, it'd been steaming. Anyway, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go right now because we're going to have to get nosy, and I can't get nosy while we're filming. I wanted to get this to you and show you, and to let you know that that yeah, we do this all year round, and we're out here doing our thing. We're doing our research. So anyway, we're going to get some stuff done. If anything else comes up, we'll go ahead and we'll film it. Oh, by the way, before I let you go, one last thing I wanted to say. Now, a month ago, when we did the last video, when we hiked out of here that day, got to evening, we got to Toby's rig, and there's this mountain road. We come off this trail, see? There's this mountain road. right to the right of us, it's like a canyon down there. And we all get this deep rumbling noise. We're pretty intense. So I told Garland and Toby, I said, I'm going to go out and see what the hell that is. So I stepped out on the mountain road up there and I'm looking down it. All of a sudden, what do you think I saw coming right out of the canyon? I'll just put it this way. What came out of that canyon was a CH-47, no markings, and black. I'm not going to say any more. I'll leave that up to you. You take it for what it's worth. So, anyway, we're going to get to work, guys. So I know you've been waiting for a video. I hope you like this one. And don't worry, there'll be another one coming. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. All my vet brothers out there, I hope you had a good Veterans Day. And all my vet bros out there, from me to you, thank you for your service and welcome home. Guys, take care. We'll catch you next time. Adios.